don't know who is, because racism today is not like it was in, the KKK times in the early 20s and things like that, where people were overtly racist. It's not so. I mean, there are people like that still, obviously, but it's more subtle these days. And people who are racist, whether they consider themselves racist or not, they walk around thinking that they're a great person, blah, 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 and yet they feel that they would rather their son, daughter, whatever, die than marry a black person because they're racist, but yet they say they're not racist. And I just find that to be bizarre. They're not racist, yet they don't want mixing of the blood because they think it's going to pollute their blood because they consider themselves superior. That is what I just defined at the beginning of this program. That's what I defined as racism. It's defined as racism when you consider one race to be superior of another. So I just wish, all these years, it's been the history, throughout world history, but specifically the United States, and we still have this ignorance. It just perpetuates by people like Gunslinger who believe what he believes. And he's going to teach what he just said to us, to his children, if he ever has them. He's going to teach that to people, talk to his friends about it or whatever, and it's just going to continue on and on and on. And I think also, hold on, Gunslinger saying, I'm just stating what the Bible says. Gunslinger, why don't you call in? You're on, but your hand isn't up. If you want to talk, why don't you call and talk instead of being just in the chat room and saying things that you don't want me to reply to?
Tell a Gunslinger, do like George wants us to do. Give me, Lady Cougar, or Icono, a private message and give your area code, and we'll know that's you, and we know you want to talk, and then he'll answer.
I know his area. I know his number. I see it. Can I just pick it up without him putting his hand up, or what?
Yeah. They don't have to have their hand up for you to answer.
Let's see. Gunslinger, do you want to try to say something now?
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I tried on last show or whatever, and I kept cutting out or whatever. But go ahead.
So, say what you need to say.
Well, what I just stated in the chat room. I'm not God, okay, but I'm just stating what God.
Well, neither is the Bible. The Bible's not God.
Well, I know that. No, the Bible itself is not God, but what His words that He was supposed to put into that book.
He didn't write the Bible. God didn't write the Bible.
No, man wrote it. But
exactly.
The ideas that He did put in there, and one of His ideas or one of His teachings was it's a sin the race mix.
And where did those men who wrote that in the Bible get that information?
I would presume it came directly from God when He got the Ten Commandments. I mean,
I don't recall seeing anywhere in the Ten Commandments that it says thou shalt not race mix.
It doesn't.
Well, I'd have to go and look it up. I don't have a Bible in front of me.
Well, I am not even a Christian, and I know that it's not in the Ten Commandments. It does not say that in the Ten Commandments. And if it were such an important thing, I would think that for your religion, for your God to say that, then I think that He would have put on the Ten Commandments, thou shalt not race mix. He did not put that in the Ten Commandments. So why are you harping on it so badly?
It may not. He may not have stated it that way. Maybe he said it was to each his own, or to stay with your own kind.
That's not in the Ten Commandments.
Well, I mean, I'll be in the Ten Commandments. I didn't say exactly it was. Like I said, I don't have a Bible in front of me, but it does state in there somewhere that it was a direct quote from God, supposedly. I wasn't there, so don't take my word for it.
It was a direct quote from God.
But it says to stay with your own kind.
Are you talking about Jesus Christ? Or
I think what He means by your own kind.
I'm talking about God. I mean, the only God.
I think what He means by your own kind is human with human, animal with animal, and not human with animal.
Right. Probably.
Yeah, but you also break that down into subcategories too.
Well, that's the whole thing, Gunslinger. That's the whole thing about the Bible, and that's why I don't subscribe to the Bible at all, because it's in my, and I don't want to offend anybody, I know y'all are religious, but I don't believe in it. I think it's a bunch of crap. I think it's just written by people who wanted to say something and did it.
That's your right.
Yes, I know, but let me finish what I was going to say. What I was going to say is, if you do believe in the Bible, and you just yourself just said, well, you could break that down to this, to this, to this, meaning that you're saying that you could essentially interpret it however you choose to interpret it. Well, why do you choose to interpret it that way? It doesn't say thou shalt not mix with another race or whatever you were trying to say earlier. It's not in the Ten Commandments. Yet you're saying you're trying to use the Bible to justify your racism. Why are you choosing to believe or interpret it that way rather than in some positive sense?
I'm not trying to use that. I stated that I'm not God. But God said this.
You're not God, but you're judging people. You're not God, but you're judging others, right?
That's what it says. I'm not.
It also says, "Thou shalt not judge." It also says that is one of the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not judge. And are you judging people right now? Those people who choose to have racial relationships?
Look at what I typed in the chat room. If you got a problem with it, take it up with God. I'm not God. I'm just putting it, saying this is what it said. This is what I've read.
Well, this is the problem I have, though. Gunslinger, listen, this is the problem I have with what you're saying, is that you can't even back up what you're saying with facts. You're just saying, well, it says in there somewhere, it says blah, 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 yet you don't even know where it says that. So if you know where it says that, let me know, because I don't know where it says that.
I'll
find it.
Okay. Hey, Akano, let me ask you something.
I'll find it.
Hey, Gunslinger.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You say that races should not mix. Now, use the example that I used with an organ transplant. If you had to have a heart or a lung or kidney or so forth, and the only one that matched happened to be Hispanic or someone like Icano and be a biracial himself already, or a black person, and they gave you that organ, would you not then be biracial?
If they gave me the organ, if I needed a organ, lung, kidney, whatever, okay. I would say that there would probably be a good chance of that, but when you change, like a blood transfusion, for example, the memories and all that stuff is in the blood. You know that. It's not in your mind. I mean, there's no way that you can.
Oh, now that don't make sense. If anything was in your blood, we'd all be screwed up.
Well, first,
somebody donates blood.
Answer the question first, Gunslinger. Answer the question first. Yes or no? Would you accept the kidney or not if it came from a black person or Hispanic or some other race than your own?
Well, more likely you wouldn't know it because they're not going to tell you when you go in there and have a.
I'm saying if you knew that it came from someone of a different race, would you take it or not?
That would be a judgment call. I mean,
that's what I'm asking you.
Okay, let's say
if I was about ready to check out in 5 minutes, I guess I'd have to, or die one of the two. It just depends on if I wanted to.
Okay, but that's wrong. You're saying God says that's wrong. You can't race. You're saying that God can't mix the races.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm a racist. I'm just saying what God stated.
Well, that's the thing. Racists never call themselves racist, though. Racists never do.
What if God is racist? Okay, what if God was a racist?
How could God?
If he was, why would he have made different races?
How could God, who have created all the races, be racist? That doesn't make any sense, you moron. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not God. Go ask him. But let me say this. Cuss Claire said, "Wow, the Gunslinger is right. Memories are held in the cells and in the DNA."
Yes, cellularly. Yes, cellularly. I agree with you. I know what you're talking about.
That's part of the blood. That's part of the blood. Cells are part of the blood.
There have been instances where people have got transplants and they were like a vegetarian and then they started to like meat or whatever. So yes, that's true. Right, exactly. I understand that, but what the hell does that have to do with the conversation? So what?
Well, I just
we were talking about blood donation and so forth.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any difference in terms of race. I mean, I understand that that does happen.
I
don't understand people who feel the way you do at all because so you see me, despite the fact that I'm gay, and I know you have an issue with gay people to some degree, but despite all that, take that out of the equation. The fact that I am biracial bothers you because I'm a walking around abomination to you. Because my mother and my father.
I have no problem with other races. Okay, wait a minute. hold the freight train. I have no problem with the other races, okay? And it doesn't matter to me, but I'm just saying what God stated. Now, I did not say that. Let's get this clear right now. I'm not God. I'm just merely stated what he said. I do not have a Bible in front of me, or I would tell you where it's found. I will find that, but it may not be in a little while, but I will find it. It is there. I promise you it's there, okay, where God says to send the race mix. But I didn't make that. Now, it's up to you or to me whether I want to believe whether that's true. I can go out there and say, well, gravity's not true. Go out there and jump off a tall building, and I'll guarantee you it's true. So it's up to the person, just like I said the last time. You can believe whatever you want to believe, and if a person wants to believe in the Bible, it's whatever they want to believe. When we check out of this life, one of us will be right. One of us is going to be right. I don't know which one, but one of us is going to be right.
Well, I guarantee you that whatever lies beyond this life is not filled with hate, because it's very petty, it's ignorant, and it doesn't make any sense to hate other people. And I'll guarantee you that whatever lies on the other side of this life, whatever you people believe in, it's not going to say that the races shouldn't mix. It's not going to say that you shouldn't marry someone of a different race or whatever. It's bullshit to think that. And all you have to do is use your brain, because I mean, I don't know what you're saying to me. You're saying what you're trying to say to me is that you didn't say that races shouldn't mix. You're saying that you think the Bible says that, right?
Well, that's what I've read. Yeah.
Okay, fine. We just wanted to make sure. So you're saying that you don't believe that, though, or are you saying you do believe that?
In my opinion, this is just my opinion, overall, I just don't think the races should mix. Okay?
And why is that outside of your religious beliefs?
Well, let's look at for example, a purebred horse. For example, if you go into horse breeding,
let's use humans.
Yeah, let's use humans since we're talking about.
I mean, it's the same thing, because if you had a purebred and you let this other horse that's out common out there in a pasture, come in there and breed with your $1 million racehorse, well, that racehorse is ruined.
Okay, which one are you saying is the $1 million racehorse, the whites or the black?
Right.
Well, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter whether it's the horse is
it
white
does matter, Gunslinger. It does matter, because you're saying that one race is superior to another. Just everything you just said, you're saying one race is superior to another.
I didn't
yes, you
say
did.
That.
You're saying there's a thoroughbred.
No.
There was a thoroughbred. Let me finish. No. There's a thoroughbred. You're saying there's a thoroughbred, and then there's this common horse. You're using an analogy here, so you're obviously pointing out.
Well, if you want to call that a racist and being a horse trader, well, yeah.
That's why we said humans. You're talking about humanity here. You're not talking about horses. You're using an analogy or a metaphor.
Okay. The same thing. We got the same organs as the animals do. We're supposed to be smarter than them, obviously.
How about if we use this? Because we did this. We had a poodle and we had Yorkies. Our poodle mated with a Yorkie. They're both dogs, but they're different species of dog. Just like humans, if you want to say the color makes them a different species of a human. They mated. They came out fine. We got a beautiful dog upstairs. We got the daddy, we got the uncle, and the mama.
And I have to say also that there is proof. This is evidence. This is proof, I have to say, that typically I have a purebred dog. He's a Shetland sheepdog. And I just got him because I love Shetland sheepdogs, and I wanted a Shetland sheepdog, and so I got him because he was purebred for that reason. Well, every dog I've had before him has been a mixed breed. Now, in terms of human beings, though, when you mix people genetically in terms of race or whatever, the race has nothing to do with their intelligence, has nothing to do with how they function or anything else. All it's based on is your genetics, because we're all genetically based on our... Now, you can't say that black people's chromosomes are so significantly different than white people's chromosomes. The only thing different is the skin color and things like that. That is it. So there is also evidence that people who are mixed race are actually typically can be more intelligent than people who are purebred. And the reason for that is if you have the same amount, the same people breeding